Alright, welcome back to New X-Men, where we're going to go over issues 8 and also 9. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because this time we're going to find the entire root cause of what's going on, Cassandra Nova's origin story, and also what's going on with the Shi'ar. So to recap what happened last time, Hank McCoy woke up from his coma, and with that waking up, he revealed, hey, Cassandra Nova's actually inside of Charles, and Charles is also inside of Cassandra Nova's body. And so now Jean Grey and Emma Frost have to learn, what do we do? How are we going to save Charles? And that's where we start at the Xavier Institute, as both Emma Frost and Jean Grey go to the Silence Chamber with Cassandra Nova, or at least her body. This whole issue is going to be a pretty silent issue, and it's going to go pretty fast. That's why we're covering 2. But when they finally make their way in, they both kind of agree we have to team up and help out Charles. So Emma Frost takes out a big swig of her flask, and I will say, X-Men cast, pretty goated. Samara Weaving, fire. Can't believe she's Emma Frost. That's actually amazing. 'Cause hot damn, Emma Frost, good looking. But when they enter, they go through a mind portal of Charles, all throughout his mind, spiraling down and down, radiating, until they eventually get to a staircase. And at that staircase is another tower across a giant lake of brain matter, is what I would assume. A never-ending sea. What's right next to them is a door. With Emma Frost and Jean Grey going down the staircase, they both see the door, but say it doesn't really look that important until it jumps out at them. Emma finds it hilarious, and Jean says, I don't really care about this. I'm gonna go to the tower. Because what does the tower have that's so hidden away across the ocean, across this sea? But Emma Frost doesn't really care. I'm going to stay with the doors until the doors just obliterate her, attack her. But she's in her diamond form. They did rip off their clothes, though. But all these doors are hidden secrets from Charles that Cassandra Nova is blocking. And anybody who tries to get in there or open the door is going to get attacked. So Emma Frost just attacks the door, punches the door. She'll destroy that psychic defense one way or another. While our beautiful Jean Grey uses her powers to create a walking path straight to the tower, picking up rocks and stones, with the tower actually having multiple faces, multiple skulls, all shaped like Cassandra Nova. And while we go back to Emma Frost, who's destroyed one of the doors, Jean Grey's bridge is getting destroyed by the faces of Cassandra Nova, the defenses, which leads to her falling in the water. And of course, since Jean Grey and Emma Frost have kind of a rivalry, I guess, they both like Scott, even though Jean's married to him. Emma sticks her tongue out, to which the door responds with biting her leg and shooting more gunk on her. Jean Grey eventually swims up to the tower, making it. Opening the front doors, all it sees is a captured Charles, with a giant brain with Cerebro attached around it, with family pictures surrounding them. Tiny little drawings from kids. And Jean Grey picks up a snow globe that shows the entire history of Charles' life. And Charles allows it. He's the one showing her this. It starts with Charles' parents, and then sperm finding its way to the egg. And so Jean follows the trail, leading to one specific sperm, implanting in the egg, and making 2 fetuses. So Charles and Cassandra Nova are twins that broke out. And as they grow and develop, we see one baby awaken, gaining consciousness, and then proceed to punch and attack the other baby. This baby, what we assume to be Cassandra Nova, starts this fight to kill the other twin because both are so powerful they pose a threat to each other. And so the baby that is getting strangled, punched, awakens its mutation and attacks back, causing the mother to fall down the stairs and have a miscarriage, killing one of the babies. And based off what we know, that baby that did die from the miscarriage is Cassandra Nova, because Charles is here. Charles is alive. And when Jean goes up to Charles, all he's doing is just crying. His mind is trapped inside of this feeble little body. And having all the information that she needs, Jean Grey awakens and destroys the tower, freeing Charles from Cassandra Nova, which also at the same time destroys all the doors that Emma Frost was working on. To which Jean shows up and says, hello, Emma. Thank you for the help. You did basically nothing, which pisses off Emma, kicking the side of the door. It's like, fuck you, I fucked this door. It kept attacking me. And on the beach, all that's left is just Charles Xavier, unable to move. The brain is so big and the body is so weak that all he can do is sit there. So the two leave him for now until they can finally get his body back from Cassandra Nova. Which leads us back to the X-Men with Wolverine and Cyclops sitting in the hallway. The silence light finally turning off And then Jean and Emma walk out, with Jean learning the real truth is that that baby that attacked first was not Cassandra Nova. It was Charles. Professor X tried to kill his twin sister while they were both still in the womb. Now we have to talk. So that's why Cassandra Nova is evil. Cassandra Nova was a victim in all of this, and then died from the miscarriage. Which also leads to the reason of why she hates him. So let's go meet Cassandra Nova in space, because we start with meeting the Imperial Guard. My Empress, the wield is broken. The world is lost. There's so much damage that Cassandra Nova has done up here in space with no one to look after her. And we see more of this damage. Explosions happening behind them, with the Shi'ar Queen saying, "You must hold your course." It is the only thing that stands between planet Earth and the Super Destroyer fleet. And she sends Smasher, who, well, smashes, destroys a wall. We see dead guards outside of this wall. But Smasher asks, what chance does Earth have? This monster has deceived and undermined everything. The Empire itself. We are crippled, blind. No, we are not fully done yet. Keep trying to communicate with the craft. We need her to make the escape pods. So Smasher, well, downloads Pentavision, so he can see through walls, corners, into mines, and sees that 2 of his teammates are dead. Forerun's dead, Super Guardian Mammoth 2, and Charles Xavier, with the immensity all around him and within him, I could vaporize his body from here. No, we cannot kill him. It's not him. It's not Charles. It's something driving his body. They already put it together. We need you to download Super Resistance Trait Smasher. You're the only one of us who has a chance of breaching space. And with one of the loyal subjects getting infected, he says she has come. And we see what Charles, or what Cassandra Nova, has become. Charles Xavier's mutant brain is the most powerful thing in existence. Your mind is defenseless. Steersman, wreck your ship. She has this giant monster energy around her with more hands, arms. Such an awful moment, isn't it? When we recognize the madman in all of us, Amundra, the suicidal destroyer, and we try hard to deny. But when things go wrong, the self-doubt grows. The spark of cowardice fans to a fire in your mind. Says, I will not yield. If there's one last remaining memory of the great man you were, I call upon you to resist. But we learn there's nothing that remains of Charles in here. His mind fell. What chance is yours? So I need you to destroy your beloved craft. And so Amundra falls. The steersman of the ship destroys his own ship. So the Shi'ar Queen says, go, Smasher. Warn Earth. Tell them that Charles has gone crazy. No, my queen. Without you, life has no meaning. Shut up and go, Smasher. Tell the X-Men. And Smasher obeys. You have my vow. I will not fail. With the rest of the ship exploding and everybody being launched out into space, killing most of the Imperial Guard. And now we go back to Earth, to the X-Mansion, where we listen in on a speech from one of our fellow X-Men. The People Ideas Initiative has proved to be a roaring success. I'm pleased to announce, which brings me the good news. As of Monday, there will be no official timetable. The traditional human education system, upon which we have based many of our methods here at Xavier's, is to be scrapped in favor of a much more fluid approach to learning. Our mission is to still teach you the same, to teach you the skills necessary for survival in a world which still prefers to see us as freakish and threatening. But we also want to learn from you. We need your thoughts, fresh ideas for the future of mutant kind. In the meantime, I hope you'll join me in welcoming back the very popular Dr. McCoy. Perhaps now that he's managed to drag himself out of that comfy coma, he'll be able to tackle our flu epidemic. Finally, anyone still wishing to complain to Mr. Logan about injuries sustained during yesterday's field expedition will, I'm afraid, be completely wasting his time. So from this, important thing to note, school curriculum, the flow is changing around to Dr. McCoy is okay. We saw that last time that he awoke from his coma. He's the one that told everyone that Cassandra Nova is Charles. And lastly, the flu epidemic. That is a big thing. Keep in mind the flu epidemic. The whole world is watching us now. We must be nothing less than fabulous. And now we meet with Scott and Jean. They've had a little bit of a rocky relationship. They seemingly have gotten over it, and they are starting to communicate more. I'm just trying to rearrange the school's curriculum according to Charles' notes. You should read this stuff. It's amazing. Jean, I need you to slow down. Should we be worried about this? About what? It's not the telekinesis. Logan told me that you manifested a Phoenix Raptor display when the human attacked. Jean, you know what happened the last time you lost control of these enormous thoughts and emotions of yours? All of this is to say that, no, the Dark Phoenix is not coming back. Jean Grey is just as powerful as she is before, this time with no strings attached. Does it look like I'm losing control? These are different times, Scott. Everything is different. We can't be ashamed of who we are anymore. Everything here is to show that the status quo that was before of we can't be too powerful, it's all gone. We're changing. The humanity has seen us differently. Our identities leaked. What we do here has all been told. We've changed, and we have to change now too. Gene, you're preaching to the choir. I walked through every miserable year of my adolescence with my hands in my pockets and eyes pointed at my feet. You knew me then. Remember how long it took me to raise my head with pride? I have absolutely no illusions about what you and everyone else think about me. But I don't care about being uptight Scott. They're not like us, Gene. As far as we know, humanity is slowly dying out. The last thing they need is for us to act like the master race. His concern is that if we act too abnormal, too out of place, humans' defenses will grow. More sentinels will come up. If we act like we're better, then the world will perceive us as better and as a threat. It's not going to be like that. Charles was imagining a whole new world for everyone, a new way of thinking and living. We have more important things to do than worry about whether our glowing eyes frighten the Republicans. Do we? Yes, we do. Professor X is dying. If you could see past your own fears for 5 minutes, maybe you could find a place for that in your scale of importance. And so Jean leaves and goes to Cerebra with the rest of the X-Men cast meeting here because they're trying to help out Charles. One good thing about looking the way I do now is that my skull is much tougher than I thought. In fact, I'm beginning to wonder if my mutation not be nature's way of providing better protection for my prodigious brain. What are you talking about, Hank? Pretty much, even trapped in someone else's body, our headmaster remains the world's premier super consciousness. He is almost as powerful as he was before, it's just his body that is failing. His brain, he's still, I don't want to call him an Omega level mutant, but he pretty much is. I think technically he's never been called one. It's strange. If Cassandra hadn't put me into a coma, my Olympic system wouldn't have been vacant for the professor to use when he did. He steered me to the morgue, where his consciousness was trapped in Cassandra Nova's brain. Don't ask me how, but I'll have a theory by tomorrow. And Logan notes something. Why does he have all this bug, weird gunk around him? He grew that shell around our life support equipment also. What is going on? And also we learned that Cerebra is the only thing putting his mind together right now. And Cassandra, the first time she used it when Emma Frost broke her neck, the reason she used it was a booster so that this swap was possible. She trapped him in her brain's right hemisphere, but Emma and I managed to bring him back to awareness. He's very weak, communicating via telepathy. But another reason that she was able to do it is because she's Charles' twin sister. Sort of. And the reason that we never heard about this before was because Charles didn't even know. The last time they met was in the wound. And Jean Grey decides to show everybody what she saw last issue. The emotional content of the stuff is very strong. This is a partial replay from my memory. Everything is telling me that Cassandra Nova should be dead. She was born without a body of her own. I know that much. She had to improvise using Charles' cells. She only appears educated or intelligent. And I think she's only mimicking human traits. She's not real. She's not alive. She's living emotional energy. Formless, immense, and unique. In Cassandra's mind, our universe and the womb that she became aware of are one and the same. Only she and Charles are real. We have no idea how she survived the first battle, and her motives are basic. She has to kill Charles for mastery of the universe as she sees it. Basically saying Cassandra Nova only exists in that tiny little fraction that we saw. That's the only thing that she knows. Her killing Charles means she wins and then she's done. She announced our existence to the world. She wanted to expose us and weaken us. She probably even gave us this flu. And if Cassandra Nova gave her this flu and is doing this, what's to say she's not connected to the human? Is she connected to all of these events that are happening? I fear she's not done yet. In fact, I think she's softening us up. She even borrowed Charles' body to fool the Shi'ar into accepting her. Wouldn't you want to control an interstellar empire if you were a psychopath? The Shi'ar Empire is a highly advanced Type 5 space civilization. We have to hope the Shi'ar sensitive see through her, but Charles' brain is incredibly protective shielding. So we're amping up the mansion defenses as of today. They don't believe the Shi'ar Empire is going to survive, but they know that they have to stop Cassandra somehow. She is much smarter and scarier than we thought. She plans in advance. She thinks of everything. She even body trapped her own body to disable Charles. So far, I've found motor neuron disease, a kind of rapid Alzheimer's, and a new form of degenerative Crutchfield-Jacobs disease. Basically, her body was designed to be a trap for Charles. It was designed to be a vegetable. She planned all of this. She knew that her and Charles would swap bodies, and her body, aging and decrepit as it was, would eventually become the trap that Charles is in. And he can't escape from it when it's a vegetable. He's got about a week and a half. Jean says, I understand. I've already talked to Charles. Cassandra set us up, so we're going to have to make it work and turn it on its head. Charles asked me to invite the world's media to school. He wants this to count, and he says that he's prepared a mutant rights charter, his final statement to mankind, his last testament. We may need to get some humans on our side before Cassandra gets here. Which leads us to meet a new member of the X-Men, or a future member of the X-Men, as Cyclops takes the Quinjet and announces that he's going to meet with a new person, Zorn. Maybe a healer can help us. Jeannie, this Nova knows how to hurt us, and she wants to mess with Charlie by screwing up everything he cares about, right? You know, same as me, she ain't gonna let him die without being here to watch. I know she's coming back, and she's probably not coming back empty-handed. I don't even want to think about a full-blown invasion from space, saying that Cassandra Nova is so egotistical, she's gonna be here within a week to watch Charles die. And with Hank working in the background, they call for Hank. Do you want to come get food with us? No, I don't really want to. I said no. He's going through a big slump after everything that's happened to him recently. It'd be fine if everybody stopped talking. I can't hear myself. Think. Hank, what's wrong? Cassandra called me an animal, Jean. She said I was devolving into a worm. She attacked him right where it counts, attacking his secondary mutation, turning him into this beast. Something that he doesn't like, and something that he will always carry with him in the future. You're not devolving. Hank, you look magnificent. It's an improvement. Don't patronize me, Jean. I used to have fingers. I could play guitar. And Jean, an overwhelming beam of positivity right now, is trying to spin this on its head. Then you can play the drums. It's not funny. I'm so scared I'll wake up someday like Gregor Samsa in his bed and find I'm mutated into a bug. What use would a virus have for art and music and poetry? Nothing else matters to her. We're just things she can move around to hurt Charles. I'm scared of her. We're all scared of her, Hank. Just like you. But there's a 15-year-old boy upstairs who has to live inside a force field because his skin is so sensitive he can be cut to pieces by a breeze. And you're his hero. So the way you're looking at everything, look at it differently. So what are you working on down here? Trying to find a way to have the U-Men technology restart Charles' immune system. Then I'll leave you to it. Cassandra has no concept of cooperation. And that's how we'll win. And that's a good little family moment. See, that's why I like the X-Men. They all help each other out. They're all not good people, but they're all doing good things. And now we go back to Cyclops, who landed in China to meet Zorn. Zorn came here for healing. You speak Chinese very well, Mr. Summers. I learned it only recently. I don't know how long it's likely to stay in my short-term memory. And now Cyclops meets Zorn with an example of his healing gifts. He was holding a bird. I saw it die, but Zorn took it into his hands and revived it. And Zorn welcomes Scott. It's good to see you, old friend. I'm not here with good news, Zorn. I think we may need your help, with a flow of multiple birds flying out. So what is Zorn's powers? What does Zorn do? That one will be answered next time. But before we end the video, we go to a small little field, seeing a giant shining star come crashing down until it destroys the water tower in the middle. What is this tiny little thing that landed and exploded? Well, it's none other than Smasher, who survived the explosion in space and has made it to Earth. I made it, the only living thing to travel for space unaided. I, an Imperial Super Guardian Smasher, emissary of Leandra, Empress of... Heed me, a Shi'ar assault fleet is coming. Warn your leaders, prepare your weapons, build up defenses. Bring a warning to the Guardians and human of Munekind, the X-Men. Tell your people, protect Earth. She has come. She has come. Smasher successfully told everybody about Cassandra Nova coming to Earth. He's landed on Earth. He did not fail his queen. But who did he successfully tell? The cows on the farm. Smasher has failed. And with that, Cassandra Nova is one step closer to winning. So with that, we'll end it here. This was a double issue, and we're going to continue doing a bunch of double issues. 1, to speed up the pace, and 2, to get more stories in so that eventually we can cover so much more. So thank you for listening, watching, enjoying. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe as we keep going on new X-Men. Make sure to join the other content on the channel, like new Batman runs, the Absolute series. Ultimate runs are over, but we're going over new Marvel stuff like Captain America and Cyclops. So with that, peace out.